I never thought I'd be responsible for Michael and Lily. That was Mom's job. She knew how to handle Michael's meltdowns, his rigid routines, the way he lined up his toy cars with perfect precision. She knew how to comfort Lily when the world became too loud, how to help her find the words when they got stuck in her throat. She understood their quiet world in ways I never could. But when Mom passed, the weight of it all fell on me and Emma. At first, I resented it. The doctor's appointments, the repetition, the way Michael would shut down if his routine changed, the way Lily could go from silent to sobbing in seconds, it was exhausting. I wanted to be patient, to be the kind of sibling they needed, but most nights I lay awake drowning in guilt, wishing things were different, wishing I wasn't the one left to figure it all out. Then, Michael got sick. Leukemia. Lily didn't understand at first. She kept asking when he'd come home, why he wasn't eating dinner with us, why the hospital smelled so strange. Change was hard for her, and nothing about this was normal. Some nights, she'd sit on the floor of her room, rocking back and forth, whispering his name like a prayer. I didn't know how to comfort her. I barely knew how to comfort myself. The hospital became Michael's new routine. The beeping monitors, the sterile scent, the nurses who spoke in hushed voices, it should have overwhelmed him. But for the first time, he reached for my hand when they inserted the IV. For the first time, he let me hold him when the pain was too much. And Lily, she surprised me. She hated loud places, but she sat beside him, gently arranging his stuffed animals in a perfect row on his bed. She didn't talk much, but sometimes, when she thought no one was listening, she'd hum softly, the same song Mom used to sing to them when they were little. I started learning the language of their silence, the flicker of Michael's fingers when he was anxious, the way Lily twisted her sleeves when she wanted to speak but couldn't find the words. I started to understand that love doesn't always need words. It's in the small moments, the quiet gestures, the unspoken understanding between people who see the world differently. The night before he passed, I sat by his bed, tracing circles on the back of his hand. His skin was pale, his body frail, but his eyes, those deep dark eyes that had always seemed so distant, met mine, really met mine. "Michael," I whispered, my throat tightening. "I love you." His lips parted slightly. He didn't speak, never really did. But his fingers curled around mine, just for a second. Just long enough for me to know. Lily was the one who broke the silence after he was gone. She didn't cry. She simply placed his favorite stuffed animal beside him, smoothing out the wrinkles in the fabric with careful, deliberate strokes. Then she looked up at me, her voice barely above a whisper. He knew. I used to think I wasn't the sibling they needed, that I wasn't enough. But now, I know maybe I was never meant to change their world. Maybe they were meant to change mine.